I just finished up a collaborative effort with a bunch of people who were very high in an organization that I belong to. As Toastmasters, we had district directors and international directors and division directors and unsung leaders in the group. And we were collaborating on a book on leadership. Now, when you're working with a bunch of leaders and you're trying to collaborate and you're the leader and you have never reached the level of leadership that they have, how do you do that? You have to discover the strengths of the group. First of all, with the Toastmasters group, they are good at taking advice. They are good at giving advice, suggestions. They're not saying you do this or else. They're good at deadlines, generally, and they're very good at the communications. So I had these strengths to work with. They had a wealth of experience. They had years of practice. They had been in many different leadership positions. This was a really awesome group. But when you collaborate with a bunch of leaders, who takes a lead? Well, I was the editor, so I got to take the lead. But you have to get a project that they can see the vision in. Now, the way that we went about it is the fact that every group that you can think of has a leadership program, and they're all how-to books. How do you do this? How many rules do you have to follow? What kind of traits does everybody have to have in order to do this? What we decided to do, instead of a how-to book, like all the myriads of others, is to tell our own pathways to the leadership. How did we do that? Well, everyone told their own story about how they ascended the leadership ladder. Some were elected, some were chosen, appointed, some volunteered, some led from behind, and all of them had unique stories to tell. The things that they learned, the foibles they had, the ideas that came to them in the middle of the night, the ideas that they got from other leaders and from other resources, summits, books, you name it. The pathways for each of these leaders was completely different. Well, one of the things that we discovered is that every time they failed or every time they made an attempt, they learned something, and they always had a lessons learned. And some people kept them in a folder. Some people just nodded and said, yeah, I'm going to remember this. And the book was published, and the book was successful. Now, everybody that reads this book is going to say, oh, this is a marvelous, marvelous book. Except when we read it, we say, oh, I should have said that. I left out that sentence. Oh, I told that story wrong. But it doesn't matter, because when they look back at what they had created, did it make sense? Yes. Was it inspiring? Definitely. Did it get the job done? Absolutely. So when you're collaborating with a group, look at the strengths they have and use them to the best of the group's ability. Then look at the weaknesses and try to capitalize on the strengths so that the weaknesses don't come through. It's not an easy thing. It's like juggling chainsaws and eggs, but I'll tell you what, it is totally worth it.